Hi, I'm Rupalee. I'm the founder director of Resilience Design and Research Labs. We are a think tank which works on designing safety net solutions for low-income households in emerging markets. We focus a lot on South Asia, but have started to extend our focus. I'm also the facilitator of the Health Working Group at the Global Microinsurance Network. And I also wear another hat, which is I'm a member of the Munich Climate Insurance Initiative, which works with the United Nations on working on having better climate insurance. So specifically for low-income households and impoverished households, if you just look at the history of micro-health insurance, of how it has really grown as a development program by non-for-profits for low-income households. What does a low-income household have? They typically have no assets. They only have their life and labor. The only way they increase their income is through labor. And the moment they are unhealthy, they are unable to work. So labor gets affected. So in some sense, one of the core things to intervene in impacting households, to take them out of poverty, is a safety net solution, and that is health. So working in health is obvious, but what we're talking about is health insurance, which is a financing solution. How do households pay now? They typically pay out of pocket, and that becomes costly because it's unpredictable, but more importantly, it's high value. They don't have that kind of money. So communities typically, even through centuries, have pooled their resources, have come together so that they can have a larger amount to address it. So typically, health insurance is a health financing solution which allows low-income households to leverage the limited amount of money they have by pooling. So the key is really, when nobody else comes to help you, can you form a pool of your resources and help yourself and address three concerns that they have. One is a cash liquidity constraint. They don't have that cash immediately. The second is ability to negotiate. When you buy in bulk from a hospital or a primary care provider, you get cheaper services. And the unpredictability of it. With a large group coming to a hospital, you know that a certain predictability of healthcare usage is there. So altogether, health insurance brings more efficiency in the health expense that the low-income household has to pay for health. It's a better product for them, which also makes access a safety net. I think the expectation is that health microinsurance will grow to become the kind of scale that microfinance has achieved. We actually believe microinsurance products are a precursor to development. When households have safety nets, they are protected. It's easier for them to graduate out of poverty. So one of the goals for the sector is that product scales, more people have access to it. The second goal is that it's more affordable. And the third goal, it's more comprehensive. We see a lot of products which cover small pieces of the puzzle and leaves the household very exposed to risks. So the desire is that we see products which cover a majority of the kind of health risks that households are exposed to. Absolutely. In fact, we believe a range of productive choices that households make, like getting into different type of crops which may be high risk but have high return, or different type of cattle which may be high risk but high return. Poor households typically don't make those transitions which are high risk, high return, which will help them to move out of poverty until they have a safety net. If I know my health is protected, I will go out and do more things. It's most fundamental to graduating out of poverty. We saw through research that one of the most important factors that pushes people back into indebtedness, permanent poverty, is actually health expenses. So health expense is one of the key factors for pushing people permanently back into poverty. So if we want to take them out of poverty, we have to deal around health expense. And health microinsurance is one of those tools which addresses health expense. It's a very exciting time to be in microhealth insurance globally. If you look at the trends, countries which have high density, we see a lot of universal health care kind of programs. We see a lot of technology being used in just data management and process management, which has brought efficiencies. Let me give you an example. For a dollar premium collected for a low-income household, about 40% used to be transaction cost. With use of technology, that has come down to almost 10%, which means that the poor is getting more care for the money it is spending on health. And that's exactly what we want. So I would categorize the innovations into technology, which has led to efficiency, technology which has led to greater care. It's just the use of telemedicine, packaging of drugs. So we see a lot of technology, mobile technology being used in efficiency, in distribution and coverage. So that's a trend to be excited about. The other trend to be excited about is just the universal health coverage kind of programs that governments are doing. It's a very proactive support to health microinsurance. And I think those are the two top trends which will increase the scale and the quality of health microinsurance globally. And I hope in Ecuador. Absolutely. As I said, in cutting down transaction cost, so cost viability, so greater numbers can be served more efficiently. It also means that all parties, the client, the household, the aggregator, the MFI, the bank, the TPA, the broker, the insurer, there is greater transparency. You can improve products when you have data, and technology helps that. But I'm personally most excited with the use of technology in providing greater care, like primary care services, telemedicine. I think that is very powerful for the households. What continues to be a big challenge is aggregation, cash movement and aggregation. You can use natural aggregators like microfinance institutions, cooperatives, or you can use supply channels like fertilizer distribution channel and use that to distribute insurance. But an overlapping channel, which is both the clients as well as reliable cash channels, premiums can be collected through it, claims can be distributed. That is one challenge. That is for all microinsurance products. The additional complexity of micro health insurance, which adds the second challenge, which this organization in medical seems to have addressed, is networking with the hospital and the primary care provider such that when the client walks into the hospital, is not frustrated with 1,000 questions, does not have to pay further, seamless, cashless. Those models, while available to middle class, innovations around TPA services, traditional TPA services, we haven't seen so many of them. I think that's a vacuum that we aggressively need to have aid being pumped into. We need grants in that space, and that's the important piece that needs to be solved if we want to provide good quality care to low-income households. So my bet would be on addressing the third-party administration problems, which is networking with the hospital, monitoring the hospital, with the drug provider, ensuring that the client has a very good experience when they walk into the hospital. And that takes a little bit of work, but we are getting there.